My name is Jason Gervais, and I'm the Associate Pastor at Oxford Baptist Church. I look after the life group ministry and the student ministry, among some other things. I have a lovely wife, Jaylene, and 5 kids, 4 girls and a boy, ranging from ages 2 to 11. I'm excited to go on this trip for a few reasons. I think it's going to be a great opportunity to do good in Christ's name. I also have a special interest in Burkina Faso as a country because years ago, Jaylene's dad, who was a minister, he had partnered with a pastor in Burkina Faso and had been on a couple of trips there. And then later, a good friend of mine and his wife were Wycliffe Bible translators in Burkina Faso. So it feels like I've been connected to this nation for a long time. Recently, we've adopted a compassion child, and he lives in Burkina Faso. So the connections are manifold, and I feel like it's time that I go. I would love it if you would pray for our team that we would have opportunities to share the gospel. I think we'll be able to do that practically. I mean, here we are drilling wells, and that's a very practical way to show love and compassion for other people. But I'm hoping that as we interact with people on the ground, local people who either they're just from local villages that are coming to see what the fuss is all about, or they'll be working with us in some way. I don't know how much interaction we're going to get, but I know that God doesn't need a very big window to plant a seed of the gospel, and I pray that we will have those opportunities and that we'll see them and we'll be bold enough to take hold of them. I don't think we can wrap our head around what it's like to live in a place where 1 out of 3 children dies before the age of 10 due to malnutrition and waterborne illness. These are preventable things that we don't wrestle with because we have just regular access to clean drinking water and of course the medical infrastructure to deal with things. It's an experience that's on a different planet. I'm glad we're going to Burkina Faso. I have some connections to that country, as I mentioned, but it's also been rated as the 3rd worst country in the world you can live in. And I think if we're going to take the time and effort and spend the money and do the prep to go somewhere in order to show the love of Christ in a practical way, let's go to where the need is greatest. I think when we go in a way, what we're doing is very simple. We're drilling some holes in the ground looking for water. But the difference that those wells will make in the lives of the people in the area, I don't know that we'll be able to fully comprehend the impact that will make. It will be literally life-changing. We're going to go into a fairly arid region that is known to have scorpions and snakes and other nasty things. I'm going to say at this point that I'm okay with them. I love animals, and I find wildlife biology fascinating. That said, finding a scorpion like in my tent might be less interesting or more exciting than I'm bargaining for. I think I'll do okay. I also suspect I'll be learning a lot about myself. I think it would probably be a good gesture as Canadians if we brought some pancake syrup. But the big question, of course, will be, do we bring real maple syrup or fake maple syrup? And no, I think on a trip like this, it has to be authentic, real Canadian maple syrup. Anything less would just be insulting, really, wouldn't it?